We're on? We're good?
Hey, Jen.
Hello.
Hi. So, Arts Queensland Poet in Residence.
Yes.
We have trotted you along a couple of festivals now, Queensland Poetry Festival and Brisbane Writers, which is just coming up.
That's tomorrow and the next day.
Starting up. So, Australia, are we actually informing and influencing your work at all? Are you...
Definitely. Well, Hello Selfie Men was the main performance I did while I was here.
Yeah.
And that one I did on the mall with Australian men up their shirts and taking selfies for an hour straight. So that was like a huge, I mean, that was really what I came here to do.
I can't imagine you had much difficulty convincing Australian men to do
It was
this.
so hard.
Yeah.
It was like herding cats. It was so hard. It's probably the hardest. I mean, every performance I do, I'm like, this is not gonna happen. Like, it's not gonna work. It's not gonna.
This is the moment where it all dissolves.
Exactly. It's all over now. And with this one in particular, I had that feeling a lot.
Right.
So, but it didn't. Like 13 or 14 guys ended up doing it, and so it was.
So
it worked.
So we did manage to contribute a little bit to your body of work as a nation.
Oh yes, you participated.
That's exciting for us.
Very beautifully. And I learned a lot through the process about Australian, masculinity, and also since it was a public performance, it was really interesting to see how people use public space here and how they use spectacles and how they participate as spectators, because it's actually quite different.
Yeah, it is. It is. We have, I think, as a nation, we don't throw ourselves into things. People very much hold themselves on the peripheries.
Back so much. But you know what? The first day I got here, Annie and David, who run the festival, picked me up and took me back to their house, and I walked out of their house later on that day, and I stumbled upon this what seemed like a terrifying scene where I saw these people who looked like zombies spaced out on the road, and I was like, what is that? And they were all turned away from me, and then I realized they were waiting for the bus.
Yeah.
And I'd never seen people wait for the bus so far apart from each other before. They were really...
Very much respect personal space.
But I think a big part of it is that you have so much space here, so your personal space, because I've done the piece in LA and in New York, and in New York people don't have a lot of personal space, so they're all just they descended on it easily. In LA, they didn't get involved, but they had a little more space. I think it's just very much, a lot of it has to do with geography.
It does have to do with geography, I think. There's also the factor in of the Australian cringe factor is something that we talk about a lot in our discourse, on our society. And I wonder if that's one of the reasons I was excited to talk to you about is a lot of your work obviously focuses around reality television.
Right.
And it's really interesting to me the way Australians view reality TV versus the way Americans view reality TV.
Right.
So in your really short, just scratching the surface.
Right. And I don't pretend to be some expert on Australia after 6 weeks of being here, although I did come here for 6 weeks 13 years ago.
Well then, in that case.
So I've been here for 3 months,
Yeah.
twice. I've seen kangaroos multiple times.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, no, that's Australia right there. I do think though there seems to be more of a belief in the stories constructed by reality TV.
Oh, interesting.
In Australia than there is in America, and I wonder whether or not that's why are you seeing a difference in the way audiences are receiving your work?
They've been really enthusiastic about it here, and at first I wasn't sure if they would be, because a lot of people said they hadn't seen some of the shows, they hadn't seen The Hills, they hadn't seen The Housewives, they hadn't seen, I mean, some of them have. They're like, oh, Real Housewives of Melbourne, I think.
Yeah. We did actually get into that recently, actually.
Right.
Yeah, they did.
And then there's the Aussie Bachelor and things like that, which is really exciting. But on the whole, people have taken it very seriously and been very receptive and really enjoyed the performances, loved the way they were performed. So it's been good. I think at first it was hard for me to read people, but I got a lot of compliments, and I know that Aussies don't give as unless they mean them.
Yeah.
So that's nice to know.
That is true, actually.
I think there was maybe kind of seriousness to their like reception of the pieces. So maybe that relates to your idea that they're believing. They're believing what they see. You're just taking it like.
Yeah, there seems to be like a lot of reality TV has an end or a goal. It's a competition.
Yeah, there's a lot of those like cooking shows and
like
I've been watching. Yeah,
exactly. And everything has like some kind of a prize that you're working towards.
right.
Whereas a lot of American reality TV seems to be about the process.
Right.
And that's the show.
We have both. I mean, we have the competition shows. Although I think where the competition shows get really crazy is Japan.
Oh yeah.
So they get like sadistic.
Have you done
and
anything in Japan?
I haven't. I would love to.
I was going to say that must be huge on your list.
Live there for
Yeah.
a while. Tokyo, I feel like it's kind of like a sister city to LA in some ways. So, but yeah, I think I did notice that you guys have a lot of the competition shows, very few of the lifestyle shows.
And yet, strangely enough, that's the one that, I mean, obviously from reading your history, you did a lot of work around Gaga.
Yeah.
And that, since she seems to have put a bit of a hold on, I don't know what to say, herself.
I
must have had a bit of an impact on you.
Oh yeah, well, I don't know. Like a project has like a shelf life in some ways, or shelf life makes it sound like a brand. It's not a brand, but I feel like that project.
It has currency.
There was a lot of energy put into it for several years.
Yes.
So it was actually kind of perfect timing to move on to other things because everyone had devoted so much energy to it. And I think that was a really special time in pop culture too, and very exciting time. And I feel like it's like, I liken it to like, you know, when wormholes open in science fiction movies, you only have like a little bit of time where you're like, oh my God, I can do something incredible. And then it just closes and you're like,
this pop culture who was high art as well as pop. And now you're moving into regions of people who I wouldn't call as high art.
Right.
So,
well, I'm more interested now in regular people and their sort of relationship to pop culture. So, you know, that's why I'm dealing with like selfies or, I don't know, a lot of my work right now, because I've dealt with gender and women's experiences for so long, a lot of it now is I'm dealing with men, which is really uncomfortable.
yeah. And probably, obviously not as intuitive for you, I would imagine, as an artist, but then also that's a really interesting time to come to Australia.
Right.
Because in particular, the stereotypical Australian male is not key demographic for context and involved, you know, projects.
Yeah, I know. It's like, it's funny. I didn't think it was going to be that hard. I think because, like, the only way I can operate as an artist is to live, like, halfway in some kind of fantasy where it's like, okay, I'm going to make this crazy thing real. And then, like, putting it together is always really hard. It's like, wait, why are people resisting? It's such a because it is very simple. It's like, men do take off their shirts all the time, and taking selfies is a very mundane activity. So on one hand, you're like, this shouldn't be that hard, you know, and it's only an hour. It's not like I'm asking them to do this for a month straight or something. But no, because it pushes against like so many cultural norms. Also, I'm a stranger, you know, I'm a guest here, so that's part of it. But I will say, I was starting to do the project in LA. I may still do it again with men in LA if I can gather my inner strength. And they were very resistant there too. Men they don't want to do it.
And how about as far as a response to you as an artist have focused almost exclusively on women? Right. And particularly with teen women, you have that Tumblr. Well,
yeah, a lot of my work, but e-entertainment has like women of all ages. I mean, I purposely has a spectrum. So I'm really interested in the way women, as they get older, especially in the entertainment industry, are just sort of become jokes. Like when you're young, you're stupid and you're like hyper visible, you're an object, and then you just turn into this like ghost at the end. You're invisible, so there's like two sides of the same coin.
I had a actually doing some really interesting stuff at the moment.
Oh, cool.
She's about to have a child, but maybe birthing right now. Hard to say, but she's right on the
Right this minute.
Right this moment, we
She's
could
having
be
a baby.
looking at the amount of time and Neil Gaiman next generation.
But she's with Neil Gaiman, but cool. I know he's friends with Tori Amos, which.
Oh, wow. So we're also then, just a few steps away from
Tori,
which is, yes, a 90s fangirl moment for me for sure.
Oh, she's so amazing.
Isn't she amazing? I know, I've seen her every time she comes to Australia. But I'm finding it really fascinating that she is having these, I guess, conversations with fans where she's getting really attacked about what's going to happen to her process once she has this baby. And of course, Neil
I like
Gaiman,
that there's a baby here. I feel like it's
part of my process is, exactly.
Oh, so cute.
There's little Vivian. Hi, Vivian. But it's really interesting to me that Neil Gaiman, of course, has come forward and said, nobody's asking me about how this is going to affect my process and how this is going to change. And I thought, if there's one female, I guess she's like one of the original riot girl kind of people in our culture where she's been sticking it to the man for so freaking long. It's almost bizarre that she has actually done something so normal as procreate.
Right.
And of course she's done this incredible, art process around that. And to me, we're still in this day and age, we're still having women having to justify what they're next, getting older, having children, changing the way that they relate to their audience. For you, somebody who spent a lot of time previously around young women, how's your transition going in your life with your process?
Well, it's still really new. I mean, this is the beginning of it. Like, I did do one thing. I did a project not long ago about how female artists make money. Called Cloud9. And I did collaborate briefly on that project, but I think people missed this part of it because I didn't share it as much on social media, where I sent my underwear to a male artist, Organ Armani. He's like a net artist, and he rendered them into digital artifacts. So they were like art objects you could buy, and they're just they're digital panties. So that was like, and it was like referencing selling underwear for money, which is something that I've done.
Yeah.
So that was like my first time asking a male artist, like, do you want to collaborate? Do you want to do something together? And I also had really specific, so far, like with him and with Hello Selfie Men, it's like, this is what you guys are going to do. You don't really have a lot of like leeway to do anything else. Are you on board?
So when I say collaborate, what I really mean is, can you just come and be molded in the Kate Durbin creative process?
Right. But I feel like, I do have a collaboration coming up with a male artist, Roland Leonard, that is completely collaborative, and so that will be an interesting next step for me. But in this performance, it did feel really like subversive and exciting to be able to have tell the men what to do. I think that it was good. And obviously they consented to it, and it wasn't like I was just asking them to take selfies, and I was, it wasn't anything.
God, you should have given them 20 cents or something at the end, so then you can be like, what have you done for money? They've taken their clothes off for you, or taken selfies, and then you pay them. Right. Yeah, it would have changed the piece somewhat. Yeah, it would have changed the piece somewhat, I imagine.
But yeah, it felt like very uncomfortable, new territory, but very, it felt significant. And actually the difficulty of doing it made me realize that it was important, both personally and as a larger project. I really felt like that project for me was about how hard it was to turn the tables like that. Because when I asked women to participate in it, they said yes immediately. Immediately, do a reading. So,
oh, button. This is the next generation. This is one of the reasons that little toe.
Hi, sweetie.
I know. I thought I was politically motivated and active before I had children, and now I'm like, oh God, the world must be made better than you.
Oh, that's really good.
So yeah, so Brisbane Writers Festival, what are we up for this weekend?
So I'll be doing, probably most of my work will be around the reality TV stuff, and there's a pop panel with some other writers whose names I'm forgetting at the moment, and then there is a reading, so it'll be a lot of fun. I'm so sad to leave.
In a selfie?
Can I get
Can you
what?
try and get some suits in one of your selfie pictures?
Sweet
Suits like the literati that people.
Oh yeah, sure, of course.
Like people, please try and find people who take themselves too seriously and make them part of your art.
That is always my goal, and I'm glad you brought that up because it is always, even though the motivations are serious in so many ways, it's also kind of funny.
Yes.
Silly on some level, which I think is important. We need to all.
Well, thank you so
Perhaps
much
like
for
that.
bringing that aspect of silly seriousness to our poetry and writers festival.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for the great interview.
Lovely. Yeah, we
Hi,
can.
won't you?
Say hello, Vivian.
Her face is so cute.
Oh, she's like,